Oh man, I am moving out in a couple of days, so I'm just getting my room ready. But before I move out, I just wanted to make this video and help out anyone who will be auditioning for Iowa All-State this year. The first thing that I want to talk about is scales. It comes last in your audition, but they are so important. And so it is very important that you know all 12 of your major scales. Now, if you do not know your major scales, start right now. I highly recommend learning them in the circle of fourths or the circle of fifths. It's just a good system of adding or removing sharps or flats. So circle of fourths would be C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, so on and so forth in that order. In total, you'll be playing 3 scales for your judge. 2 of those scales will be coming on 1 card. There'll be 6 cards total. And that 1 card is gonna give you the 2 scales that you will need to play. And what's really valuable, I wish someone told me this, on that card, the scales, the 2 that are picked out for you, are a tritone apart. So if you get C, you get F sharp, right? If you get B, you get F. I really wish someone told me that. And you will also get to choose a scale. Now that chosen scale, I would choose a scale that you know that you're really good at. You can play in 2 octaves at least, especially on trumpet. There's a lot of scales that can only play as 1 octave, especially with good tone and with the range not being too high. So I would choose a scale that you can play very cleanly and very effortlessly at 88 beats per minute. And 88, bum, 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 bum. You can play 2 octaves. And being through the All-State process 4 times, that 88 really just clicks in for you. It's like, bum, bum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum. That's 120. So anyways, at 88 beats per minute, choose a scale. So you can't choose C major. I'm sorry, you're not going to make All-State if you choose C major, unless if it's like the most beautiful C major scale I've ever heard. They want you to choose a scale that, you know, has a good amount of sharps and flats. The chosen scale that I would always choose was A flat major. It has 4 flats, and I could play it cleanly at 88, and I felt really good about it. And so, especially here in Iowa, we have it so that you either slur or articulate going up, or and then slur and or articulate going down. So for me on trumpet, I feel really comfortable with tonguing upwards and then slurring downwards. And this is why they love using scales in any audition, because they can hear my tone quality, they can hear my intonation, they can see if I can tongue at 88 beats per minute, and they can see if I can phrase even that. You know, a scale is still music. Everything that we do is still music. So I think a G flat major. Ah, woo. Gotta work on that one a little bit more. But yeah, with G flat major, we still are making music. Hey, post-edit Michael here. I totally forgot to talk about second choice scales, and you will be needing to use that in the case that your first choice scale is chosen on the card. For example, my choice scale is A flat major, and so on the card if it reads A flat and D, is that right? Yeah, A flat and D, I will have to choose another choice scale. And so for me, I would choose the 1 octave scale of E major. Might have been on 1 octave, but it was a scale that I could play really cleanly and really well, and I knew I was very capable of phrasing it and showing off to the judges, hey, yeah, I want to be an all-stater. And the pure truth about scales is you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot mess them up. Like, maybe one little chip or one little intonation mistake, but they should be played very cleanly, all 12 of your major scales, because you never know what might be popping up on you. But they should always be played cleanly and with the best tone, best articulation, best everything that you have. And that's why it comes last in your audition. Next up, let's talk about your chosen solo. Yes, you get to choose your solo. It's only 1 minute long, and right now, at this very moment, if you do not have a solo picked out, you can pick it out right now and you could find a minute's worth of that solo that is high in difficulty and that you can pound out before your audition in October. I promise you can find one right now that you can't play at the moment, but it's only a minute long. It's only a minute that you have to get ready for. For me, it was the opening of the solo Restix by Eugen Botza. It's the first thing in your whole entire All-State audition is your solo. So if you can polish that minute worth of solo and it's the first thing you play, I bet you will set yourself up for success. You won't even be thinking about the scales, especially since they're under your fingers. So here's that solo. And now it is part of the audition that is the same for everybody, Etudes. The thing about them is that you gotta learn the whole thing, so you gotta tackle it some way. The thing about Etudes is there is gonna be a part that you can play very well. So the first thing that you need to find is the hardest part of the etude. Once you find that, you're gonna try to find a way to divvy up the etude because it's long. You gotta learn the whole thing for your audition. Even though you're not gonna play the whole thing for your audition, you need to learn the whole thing and you don't know what they're gonna ask for. What you do know is that the hardest thing on that etude is going to be played. Without a doubt, 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure. There's some years where they might not do that, but for me, it was always the hardest part that they always chose from that etude, and it was always a part of my audition. But for any etude, what you need to do is take them much under tempo, to the point that you cannot play it wrong, and you can read everything that's on the page. Because as you know, if you can play
something slowly, you can play it quickly.
Here's an edit from a couple of days later. Yes, you have to learn the entire etude. You're not playing the whole thing, so how do you know what part will be for your audition? Well, at 5 a.m. in the morning, and yes, all 4 years I did this, except the year of COVID. 5 o'clock in the morning, they always post it, and they always post it before 5 a.m. Shh, don't tell anybody, even though I'm putting this on YouTube. They always post it before 5 a.m. And at 5 a.m., the site usually crashes. And it's like a big mistake. So either you're gonna find out if you have a good friend who took a screenshot, or you're gonna find out when you get to the audition site when they open at 8 o'clock in the morning. I think it's 8. But that's the only way that you're gonna find out. If you get recalled, you will find out the excerpt after your original audition, but don't worry about that until it comes up. Just always be prepared to play whatever it is on the audition. Chromatic scale. This is a scale that you're always gonna play, no matter what. And in Iowa, it's a minimum tempo of quarter note equals 88 and 16 notes. So play it as fast as you can, cleanly, without messing up, duh. And play it to the full range of your instrument. There is no articulation requirement for this. So I just slur it all, and yeah. Now today's audition day. So, what now? First and foremost, you've made it this far. So you are prepared, you have done the work, you have practiced the hours per day that it takes to make All-State. You got this. You really do. So what you need to do is get yourself into that mindset. For me, that was bringing whatever it took to drown my ears out. In that gymnasium that they put everybody in, it's freaking carnival. It's a zoo. It's a war zone. That's what my mom called it. It's war in there. I found anything that it took to drown out that sound. So headphones, for me it was earbuds, like really high quality. It sounds to be high quality. For me, yeah, the ones that came with my phone, earbuds. Put them in. And I truly mean it. You've made it this far. So affirm yourself with positivity. Tell yourself, I am good enough. I can do this. At least I knew I became a better musician. And that's like the essence of auditioning for Allstate. For some people, they just audition for Allstate to become better. And I know so many people who have never made Allstate in high school. And they're doing great things because that Allstate experience made them a better player. And in college, they got the education that they needed and they became this amazing player who's doing amazing things. So always know that you are auditioning for not the Allstate experience, but for the audition experience, because you're gonna have to audition for many things in life. It's gonna get you ready for interviews. It's gonna get you ready for life in general when things hit. That's the beauty of Allstate, and that's why we work hard, we do things. And a lot of people that you meet at Allstate might not become professional musicians, but they will be doing something great in their lives. So yeah, those are the tips on making Allstate Band or Orchestra in Iowa as a wind player. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. But anyways, this is Mike Wijaya, and peace.